What is up, guys? Good morning. Welcome to Cowboy TV. Welcome to 2 Minute Book Reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing Soul on Ice by Eldridge Cleaver. Sorry I'm so far behind on these reviews, so let's get right into this. I'm going to put 2 minutes on the clock. Guys, this is a tough one. This is a book. This is written by an incarcerated black man in the 1960s. I believe he's in prison in California, but this is one of those, like, if you're into criminal justice reform and kind of the black experience in America, this is one of these books that everybody points to. And a lot of people, like people now, will say this book, it doesn't hold up. It's too, like, it has like homophobia and misogyny in it, and that's true, but the way I look at it is, this is the opinion of the author. So by saying, you can't just say, well, you can't read that book because this guy says this or that. Like, it doesn't matter what his beliefs are. You don't have to share his beliefs to read the book, I guess, is my point. But he does say a lot of interesting things. This is a guy he was a Black Panther. He was a supporter of Malcolm X, like radical, Black Power dude. But some of the stuff he talks about, there's so much to this book, and it's a short read too. It's really short. It's like a series of memoirs, but he just goes into kind of what it's like to be a black man in America. A poor black man, basically, who's in and out of jail for his whole life. And it's comes from nothing like my experience. It's fascinating to hear somebody's point of view on all this stuff. It's not just politics. It's not just race. Oh, I thought that was the alarm. There's the alarm. Okay.
Denied.
Well, like usual, I think I did a terrible job. It's fascinating if you're interested at all in the perspective of somebody who's in the civil rights struggle in the 60s. I haven't read anything else like this. I don't know. There's one part where he talks about, he has a picture, like a pinup girl, on the wall of his cell, and I believe it's Raquel Welch. This, like, the famous picture from Shawshank that Andy Dufresne has on his wall at one point. She's in like a fur type of getup. I can't. You would know the picture I'm talking about. I don't know what movie that's from. But he goes out to rec yard or whatever, and he comes back, and the guards have torn his picture off the wall and got rid of it. And he's pissed, and he's asking the guards, why the hell, why are you fucking with my property, kind of thing. And the guard says to him, when you put a picture of a black woman up on the wall, I'll leave it alone. And he said that in this part of the book, he starts to think about, well, why don't I have a picture of a black woman on my wall? Why have I always been attracted to white women? And he's it's like a mind fuck. Like, he starts to realize society, especially, like, you're talking about the 1960s. He grew up, was a teenager in the 50s. Like, every single example of man or woman anywhere in advertising were all white people. So he starts to think about this, and, like, why do I feel this way? And he goes into it in better than I ever could. But it's just one part of the book that's fascinating, that really makes you think, like, is our society, like, we're pitting it's this whole deal where, like, even a black man doesn't want to be with a black woman, and this is like a societal, he starts to think this has been, like, forced onto him by our society. And, like, is this intentional, that kind of thing? Are we trying to, like, sabotage the black family, with all this, putting these ideas out there? I don't know. It really does fuck with your head. But anyway, I've said way too much to not say enough. Rating system. Okay. Thumbs down if I would not read this book again. Thumbs up if I would. 2 thumbs up if it's one of the best books I've ever read. This is a tough one, man. I want to say it's so tough. I'm just going to say thumbs down. I don't know if I would go back and read this again, but if you're interested in this type of stuff, you got to go through it at least once. He has a fascinating viewpoint. If I was going to go, if I'm like really like trying to study this stuff again, I'd probably go back and read it, but it's not the happiest and most, cheerfully entertaining book that you've ever read. So I'm saying thumbs down for that point, but still good read. Anyway, I'm rambled way too much. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.